Alrighty, welcome back to the Silver Lantern Archives. Today we continue on with the Echo of Ancients. Our party has just wrapped up a battle, but let's hear it from them on how they're doing today. Vardy, you got anything?
Zeke can't swim. It is now canon.
He does get messed up every time he goes into water.
Yep.
Yeah.
But over backstory, someone else.
Yeah. Basically, what has happened thus far is that, well, the only one that can speak giant would be Elise, who didn't inform anyone that these giants were, or that these ogres were just kind of stupid and not. They did not inform us that it would be easy to just negotiate with them, and therefore we got in a fight with them. Two of which have died. But that was a long time coming, as everyone kept ending up back in the water and they had to fight for their lives because the water is cold. Uh, Fiki almost died. Z spent that entire session uh, getting real close to hypothermia. Zeke and Elise couldn't get out of the fucking water. They had, due to the cleric having left the game, we are all going to pretend that they didn't exist, which means that the 2.5-foot tall tiefling is the one that pulled Zeke and Elise out of the water.
And didn't almost murder Elise.
No, I didn't almost murder Elise. No, I spent most of that combat running around pulling people out of the water. Because I think, I think out of the players, I didn't pull Farley or Noman out, but I pulled Fiki, Elise, and Zeke out.
And Snips
And
to
I
a
gave
degree.
Snip, and I gave Snips a hand. So the rogue doing rogue things by being fast as fuck.
Gotta
But
go
we ended that.
Bolt.
Zoom. But we basically ended that session of the ogres that are still alive currently believe that Elise is a dog, but God, and they believe that Chiron and Zeke are ducks. Or, well, actually, at this point, they think I'm a goose because I have teeth. Because ducks don't have teeth, which is actually factually untrue. Ducks most definitely have teeth. If you've ever been bitten by a duck before, you would know that it hurts a lot. But that's what happened last week.
I sense a little background trauma there.
I dropped bread on my shirt and the duck wanted it.
Don't feed bread to ducks.
I was maybe 3.
Either way. We rejoin our party just as Elise and Zeke are pulling themselves up over the edge, exhausted and iced over. What are the three of y'all doing over there as Noman attempts to not freeze as he moves over there?
No one don't like the cold.
Oh gosh, why did that come to mind?
Chiron's gonna make sure that these two are actually breathing.
We're both good, Kai.
Why did it take you so long to get out of the water?
Because someone doesn't know how to swim and I had to drag them up.
They always told me it would be easy. That's why they never had to teach me. But what's so easy now?
Chiron just face palms. both of you up to the fire, and Chiron's just gonna start pull you both up off the ground and start moving your asses to the fire. Come on, let's go. Up you go.
Okay.
Zeke is following. I'm just not moving his character just yet.
It takes a little bit of movement. Y'all have to fight the cold air surrounding you, as well as your well drenched clothes.
We lost Blue, by the way.
He'll be here in a second. He's shifting over.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Noman, to
for
the
y'all's
fire.
bodies.
To the fire. Move.
I could use some heat, yeah. And Ubin like just shiveringly walks over.
Everybody go into the fire.
Go into the
And
fire?
No, not into the fire. Next to the fire. You crawl into that fire, and I swear to the gods, Chiron is also just going to pick Farley up and put him by the fire.
Noman's gonna grab the collar of his clothes, and with a flourish, he just strips down to his boxers to get out of the wet clothing.
But fair
That's
enough.
fair.
Y'all see, as y'all return, the three ogres are still arguing a lot. They're still just trying to figure out the best way to deal with the strangeness of this party. They're not entirely sure what the hell's going on, but they're trying.
The party doesn't really know how to handle the strangeness of this party either, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How's Z doing?
absolutely iced over.
Okay.
Doing their best.
Are they moving?
They're shaking.
Are they still in their wet clothes?
I believe you stole them from them earlier.
No, I wanted to steal them from them earlier, and I didn't have the time.
Right.
So they will be stolen now.
Oh, hang on. My computer's freaking out. You see Fiki is retrieving a blanket from her bag and wrapping around Z to help them warm up as once the armor is removed.
Is it not also wet?
It's not as bad. It was packed up there, and you see with the fire being close by and Fiki's own body heat as she actually starts to smoke, she is drying it very quickly.
Okay.
You know, if it was not such a delicate moment, I would normally tell you, Kai, that now is not the correct time to be doing that with someone, but
Kai just looks at you and goes, "You next, before you get hypothermia."
knowing Zeke, he would probably go, "Nah, I'm fine," and then proceeds to sneeze.
I will come over there and do it myself.
He will start stripping with the loud sigh.
Farley, did you at any point get in the water?
No, I didn't. I'm fine. I say as my demon form finally shuts off and I'm like back to normal.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I will apologize, Zeke. I didn't realize the ogre was going to run into you. That was my bad.
That's fine. Why is Zeke German or Russian all of a sudden.
Because he's freezing.
It's fine. He's cold.
He's trying to get his inner Russian in so he can deal with the Russian winters.
CC, did you get kicked out of the game?
I'm
never mind, you're
currently
not.
attempting to fight Roll20 because it is dying.
Oh, you all warm up. You all warm up. I'm fine. I can keep watch.
Problem is, we have to negotiate with 3 big, talls, and ugly.
Chiron looks at you,
Alright,
Elise, and just goes, "Can you not speak their language? Because I'm pretty sure
I-
you can speak their language."
I can, but I'm not the greatest with words.
Okay.
I can talk to them.
No, you may not.
If you can buy me some time to dry off and stop shivering like a leaf in the wind, I can cast comprehend languages and help you communicate.
The problem is it doesn't allow you to speak, just to understand, doesn't it?
Yes, but I feel like being able to understand them will help streamline the communication. I can just tell you what to say.
Oh,
Oh.
the main problem we have is they think Chiron's a goose, and the rest of you are ducks. Either that or a figment of the imagination.
I just killed one of them. Is that a figment of their imagination?
Charlie, this is why you're not allowed to speak to him.
All right, fine.
By the way, Zeke is at the mention of ducks. Zeke starts looking around a bit scared.
Roll perception.
Oh my!
Worriedly, that's the word I was looking for, but perception will do.
Give me them eyeballs. Zeke, there's eyes watching you from the crevice up towards the top. They look suspiciously foul.
Is Snip standing up or are they like laying down?
They are sitting, keeping their body huddled close together, as they seem to be tinkering with something as best they can. It looks
Zeke is
like
going
some
to-
kind of hand crossbow, but with no bow.
Fair. Well, Zeke is going to dart behind Snips and try and hide behind them as best as he can.
So you're running under the ogre.
Yes.
Okay,
What a horrible place to be.
where are you looking?
What do you mean?
Where are your eyes? Are you looking up towards where those foul eyes were?
Yeah, he's going to keep an eye on that to make sure they don't run away or move.
You also notice that the loincloth on this thing doesn't go all the way down. And it is indeed a male ogre.
Yeah. And Zeke is going to dart away again. But which direction does he go? That, I'm sorry, guys. He's going to dart this way.
So you keep running. Do you fall in the water? Are you jumping back into the cold embrace of death?
If you get back into that water, Zeke, so help me God.
I feel like
There will be 2 people after your head.
I don't think Zeke would be looking to where he's running. Just
So,
trying
yes,
not.
You do run on the edge.
I'm sorry.
As y'all see the wily coyote over the edge, and just as it starts to fall, you see Kenny reach over. Oh, one of the ducks is going in the water. No going in the water, Mr. Duck. It's very cold in there. As you get grabbed by the scruff in the middle of falling, picked up and put back over here and patted on the head. Your neck hurts.
What the hell was that about?
There is
11
something up
ducks.
there watching us, and their loincloths do not go all the way down.
It's a
Why would you
loincloth.
look
What
up
did you
underneath that ogre?
What was that, Elise?
Why would you look up while you're underneath an ogre?
It wasn't that I wanted to. It was that I was already looking that way and I could see it out of my peripheral.
Chiron's gonna just come over here. Oh, come on, cooperate with me. And look up to where Zeke is looking.
You see two glowing yellow eyes just watching from the dark.
I pull out a chunk of cheese and just throw it up.
It goes up and then falls. Went all the way back down. As it is rather high up there, sitting about probably 60 feet up, at least.
Would someone care to explain why Zeke is scared about a hole in the ceiling and Chiron just tried to throw cheese in the air?
Because it's probably a duck.
As Zeke shivers again in fear.
Pat, pat.
Does it quack?
You see, Elise, the ogre next to you, Timmy, number 3, leans over. Hi, you. The not duck, not goose. What's the little goose saying? I think I heard something about a duck.
Just that the rest of them are ducks, and they just need to be corralled a bit. The question
What's
is, what are you three?
I am Timmy.
Timmy, it's good to meet you. What about the other two?
I don't have any mate. Ron had some mate. Not sure where he got it though. You could try asking him.
It's a good hello to you.
Oh, are we in hell already? I thought we got out of hell. With all the magical bombs that were dropping. Oh, it was quite something. But
Magical
listen,
bombs are nothing to sniff at.
no, but if you hit the magical wizard men with the pointy hats with a big enough rock, they will fall once their wings are snapped. And then they're really easy to squish. But there were many. But we squished them as best we could. Lots of people died, unfortunately.
Ah, good on you for squishing the wizards. They're not fun.
No, no, they weren't. They set the blaze to everything, and now there's nothing left. It's just us. Even the buildings have gone to rubble now, but we found safety down below. Oh, now we don't have to worry. Unless
Why don't you
the
have to
wizards
worry?
come with their friends and their sharp sticks. They come to kill.
See.
But they will not come down here. They know the stories of the dwarves of Mhalduun and the towers they found down in the deep.
Hmm.
You see Chiron, Viki as well has been doing the same from time to time, spitting flames into the fire to make sure it is surging with heat. As you hear, Elise is talking to Timmy, both in this strange, slow language.
Chiron kind of just looks at the fire as if contemplating to actually get into it. It's tempting. But that being said, A leaf.
Hmm. Yes.
Have you asked them what they're doing down here?
Running away by the sounds of it.
From
They
what?
escaped some wizards.
Want to see if they know anything about any monsters living down here that keep attacking the kobolds?
I mean, it could just be them, right?
Could be, or it could be something else.
That's why I'm asking.
Um, yeah, at least we'll start speaking giant to them. Have you run across anything else down here? Be it beast or perhaps something small and scaly?
Oh, we've seen some scales and then some feathers.
Feathers.
Yes.
What kind of feathers?
They are white. They belong to the Hydus.
Something about Hydu, Chiron. I'm not sure. Something feathered and white.
See, say that word again, not in the accent.
Hydus.
Does that mean anything to anyone who heard it?
No.
No.
So, what in these seven hells is a Hydus?
The only thing that sounds similar would be a Hydra, but it's not white or feathered.
Maybe ask them what it is.
Sure. Could you describe what a Hydus is more?
I am surprised you don't know. It is the cousin of the little red one over there. It is the Lord of all East. The many-headed Hydus, a dangerous foe. I think it was created as an experiment in days long gone.
And
White.
It is much like many of the gooses, but unlike the other gooses, it has the ability to grow very large, and its necks are very long. And when I say necks, I mean necks, as there are many, unaccountable in a pinch. When it comes for you, it is of the utmost importance that you are to feed it, as food is one of the ways to appease the great beast.
Well, okay, that's changed a lot of things. It might actually be a Hydra. It
It
has a
is
lot of heads.
not a hydra. I have seen it kill hydras. It is similar, but it is a goose nonetheless. It was once worshipped by the Aramokras when they lived here long ago. We think past its time as an experiment that it has found the power of the dogs.
I see.
But its followers are no more. What least as far as I know, when the men came with their spears and bows, when the world turned orange and yellow, they fled into the tunnels with us. But we do not know where it has been, only that it must be left alone. And then there was further things down here. While I have not seen it, David said that there was once the monster from Mhalduun, that it was down here somewhere, but we have not found it. But that does not mean it is here, or not here. It could be in the depths, for it is what the dwarves found.
Oh, ah.
Repeat that.
Oh, ah. I'd say Chiron. Just saw that. Jesus. Yeah, at least we'll relay that in common to her best of their abilities.
Do they mean a giant goose?
The best I can get is some sort of goose hydra.
Zeke is
That's
going
terrible.
to pass out, I think, at that point, just faint.
A goose hydra.
I don't know. It's
The high deuce, the motherfucker says in straight common.
Wait, you all speak common?
What is common?
The language we
What
are.
we're speaking now.
I am not speaking common, I am speaking the tongue of men.
so I don't have to speak with giant, or would you rather I speak with giant?
What is a giant?
They're
What
not
we're
speaking your
speaking.
native tongue.
Oh, I suppose not. I can speak in the language of the men. I was once a seamster. Or was it a tailor? I don't think there was a tailor. Many, many seams. I quite liked the seams.
Could have been a cobbler.
I do not have any cobble. I could go for a cobble, though. It would be nice. I haven't had such great baked goods in some time. My friend Ron was once a baker, and he was a good one. You hear from behind you. Yes, I was a baker once. I do like to make pies. Do you like pies, little not goose, not duck, not myth?
I am a thief.
Pies can be good, especially if they're minced meat.
I do like minced meats too. They are very nice. But we do not have much in way of grains down here. I have tried to grow a few, but I need the sun. But with the dragons and everything that's up there, I cannot go make a farm.
Not so many dragons in these spots.
Was
You
that so?
could probably find,
They came
from what
with,
I've seen.
they came with the invaders and the bombers. They were everywhere. Taking over, they were.
Yes, but you've traveled far from the Under.
No, we have not. We only went down. When the grounds turned to fire, we fled deeper, hoping to avoid the disasters. The air itself was burning.
Was that
Where are
many
you
sleeps
from?
ago?
I do not know how many suns it was. It was a long time now. The sun does not reach down here.
No, sleeping.
Oh, yes, it was. Many, many sleep-ons. Kenny was once keeping track, but he has long since lost track. We no longer know what day it is. It is just the day after next, I suppose.
As follows every other day.
Yes, it does. Time marches on, as it always does. It leaves us behind, as it always will.
Really feel that song fucking.
No, Phil died many years ago. A dragon fell on him.
Hmm.
I died at the very beginning, when they came with money words and honey. I think they had honey, but I don't remember now. It's all very strange. But when they came and we did not want their honey, well, they became angry when they attacked. They attacked and they tried to destroy us and the people we were living with. Well, they were very mean and they killed very many.
Who were you living with?
Oh, we spent time with the men of the plains. We spent time with the elves in the trees, and we went to Mhalduun for a time. But none of them remain now.
You're below Mhalduun.
Oh, I thought the dwarves were long gone now.
The
They
dwarves
are,
aren't
but
here,
someone
but the
else have
kobolds are.
taken place.
What is a kobold? You hear from Ron, as he's been the one speaking to you for a little bit now.
Chiron will draw a picture of a kobold.
Well, that is a salamander.
It can speak.
I could show you what a kobold looks like an actual kobold.
Or salamanders couldn't speak. It's how they tended to the flames.
Well,
How
this is a kobold.
knowledgeable and unknowledgeable these ogres are. It's mind rending.
You hear from Timmy, yes, it is their wish to go to the sky, leave the ground, and expand the flames that allowed them to become dragons. I miss the salamanders of old. They did not have the greed they gained as dragons once they took to the limitless sky. Boy, you hear from Kenny this time. I think everyone could use a little grounding. The sky's a big place, no good for the head. Both of the other ogres nod their heads in agreement. They look like bobbleheads.
Have they been saying all this in common?
Yeah, they switched to common at some point.
Language of man. Oh boy.
It's at that point, Elise, you also see Fiki's flesh kind of ripple.
In what way?
Like water.
Tiki, you doing all right?
Not Thiki, Z, sorry.
Z, are you doing all right?
She is still on the ground, shivering, but you see she pulls the blanket closer around her, and you see her form changes, going from the small human girl to a tall, lanky tabaxi with very thick fur.
Not to be honest, not what I was expecting.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
Chiron's gonna bring out their blanket from their pack and hand it to Fiki fur so that she can dry it off before giving it to Z.
He's doing her best to dry things off. She has everybody's clothes that were abandoned. She's just slowly working her hand under it. As you see, she has spit a fire into her palm, and she is running it under the clothes, slowly drying them.
I'm gonna make a makeshift. I don't know what you would call it, but it's gonna be think the spit roast for a pig over a fire.
The drying.
Yeah, gonna do that over the fire so that other clothes can be hung over it.
Okay.
Well,
Help Mickey out here a bit.
while Chiron does that, Noman transforms also into a very familiar form. Well, I guess familiar to anyone who was here at the start. I transform into Tranquil Tusk. Wait, Tranquil Tusk was a woolly Loxodon, right?
No,
No.
he was
normal.
not.
Move.
Oh, I thought it was the furry kind.
No, he was just a
No.
normal Loxodon.
Never mind then. I thought he was one of those.
No.
No. He in fact had beef with the woolly ones.
Yep.
And Noman will also turn into a Tabaxi.
Fair enough.
I should probably go with that.
What is Farley up to over there?
Farley isn't doing much. He heard the ogres talking and pretty much just kind of like blacked out most of the conversation because for him, they talked so slow it was making him fall asleep.
Fair.
Ugh. He figures like, Chiron and Zeke are paying attention. They'll pay attention to these fucking idiots. He's more just like staring down at like the ogre that died just in the pool. He's just been staring at them. I hit the wrong tab.
What are the rest of the party? What are y'all up to?
Well, we definitely need to rest and eat and get warmed up. But we still have a job to do. We need to find whatever it is that's attacking the kobolds down here.
You mean the salamanders?
You
you
call
seen
them
something attacking
salamanders, we call
salamanders?
them kobolds.
We have seen these salamanders. They have been very rude when we tried to warn them against awakening the beast of Mhalduun. They always come with spears. We don't see them much anymore.
Where did they go with the spears?
Well, they went up to where we think Mhalduun is. It is hard to keep track after all this time. Kenny tried to give them an interpretive dance to tell them exactly what they were digging into, but they seemed to take badly to it, as they grabbed their weapons and stabbed at us.
I see. After we've taken a bit of a break, can you show us where they dug?
Well, you would need to take your boat. It is quite a walk for you small ones. We all do not have the stamina that we do.
Well then, let's all get dried off then.
But if you can find the great dwarven door, that is where it is. That is where the dwarves sailed it.
You know how the door is opened.
No, and I would advise you never to find out. Should that door be opened again, the terror that plagued Mhalduun will return and it will reawaken.
Okay.
And once it does, the world will not be safe.
About anything else dangerous down here aside from the Hydrusa?
The high dose and ourselves are the only things down here, or at least that's still awake.
It's possible that they thought that these things were the ones that were attacking.
There's
David
probably
was
the
never
Hydrusa.
good at making friends. He was always loud. We told him that it would not be kind to yell at them, but he was determined.
So it sounds like we need to go be interpreters. It doesn't sound like something that we need to fight with swords.
I like interpreters. They are like diplomats. Though they are not as comfy as a good mat or rug. I miss my rug.
What about a sofa? Those are quite comfortable.
I have never had a sofa that could hold my weight, but a nice good rug would be comfortable.
What other languages do you speak?
I am not the best, as I was a simple man. Kenny, on the other hand, speaks 387 languages.
Norman's gonna splutter like, but I did not even know there were that many languages in the world.
Yes.
Chiron is going to look up at Kenny and go, "Do you speak Draconic?"
What is Draconic?
Chiron will speak in Draconic.
Oh, the language of the salamanders. Yes, I speak with the salamanders. They were very nice before they became angry and greedy.
No one will speak up in Infernal. But what about Infernal?
Oh, the language of the firewalkers. Yes, I speak that as well, he responds in Infernal.
Chiron tilts their head. Why do you call them firewalkers?
Because they walked through the land that was forsaken by flame.
That's
That good
fair enough.
fellow, Asmius, he was the one that led the reintegration into the flame world. Not the plane of flames, but the flame world all the same. I
Do I
don't
know what
think
he's
it was
talking about?
Asmodeus. I think it was Deus. You're both fools. It was Asmodeus.
Oh,
He made a wonderful grilled chicken. We will need to visit him again. But if we go up, the dragons will get us. Oh, that is fair. They are watching the skies.
how about you guys go up with us and talk to the salamanders? Let's see if we can get some things cleared up.
I would very much like to speak with the salamanders. No one made fire like the salamanders. Oh, I miss the eternal flames.
I don't know if that elevator we took down here will lift even one of these people.
Zeke, where are you going?
Trying to sneak away, he did.
Zeke, you're typing. I can see you. I can hear you.
I was just walking up to Farley to shit talk.
Are the ogres done?
I am going to push Farley into the water in a moment.
Sensing, more in a joking way, we can take this serious if we want to, but sensing the sudden violent urge coming from Chiron, Zeke is going to tie a rope around Farley's waist and then himself.
What are you doing? Why are you tying me together? The ogres are pacified or dead. I think we're fine.
You see Ron turns to look at you, Zeke. Oh, is that how it is? I see. In our day, when people did that, they would always use a red string. And they'd go for the hands, not the waist.
Zeke is going to blush and just start waving his hands in like a no fashion and go, while Farley is fine companion, I have someone else I am hoping to woo.
Oh,
I telepathically message to you. What the fuck is this ogre talking about?
he's speaking in common.
No, I'm telepathically speaking to Ezekiel.
Oh,
Well, no, he understands comedy. He just doesn't understand He doesn't understand what he's talking about.
oh.
And you're going to hear a kind of aggressive whisper. He's thinking we're getting married.
Ew.
Do not worry.
I immediately just look. I kind of just look down at the rope and just like untie it. Look, okay, we're gonna. Any possibility of that? No offense, you're just you.
How am I not supposed to take that in an offensive way, Farley?
Glad you understand.
Chiron, can I get an insight roll from you real quick?
Yes. The question is because I know you, do I have advantage?
It's not a low DC.
Okay.
Yeah, you
13
pass.
take. Mm-hmm.
Zeke just has the urge to shove Farley over the cliff edge before he walks away.
Do not worry, little man of the deserts. I had a wife like that. She was very mean. And when I found my husband, I was very jealous. I was very happy when the castle fell on her head.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I appreciate the well-meaning words, but it's not what you mean. I'm not interested in people in general.
Oh, Are you interested in minotaurs?
I don't think Farley's interested in anyone.
What's a minotaur?
Oh, I see.
Minotaur.
I was going to make a suggestion to my friend that is lost in the labyrinth. He does not refer to himself as a person, so perhaps they would have fit their fancy. But if that is not the case, I will withdraw my suggestion.
Appreciated. No thanks. I'm going to go over there. I say as I just start like walking around the group.
You'll find folks have so many stories.
We have lived a life worth living, at least before we came down here. You hear from Tinny.
I think once we're all able to move, I suggest that we go back up.
It would be a very dangerous proposition. The salamanders have made it clear that we should not go back up. And if they get their brethren, the dragons, they will be very upset that we are back.
How long ago did the salamanders tell you not to come up?
It was more of the pointing and the stabbing with the sharp sticks.
But how long ago was this?
Oh, it was not long now.
I have a very sneaking suspicion that there has been some miscommunication.
I think it was after David threw that big boulder at the salamanders. Yes,
That'll
I
do it.
believe that was it, when they would not listen to Kenny's interpretive dance. He got very angry and he threw many rocks, and they were very upset. Even though we didn't hit any of them, though I think that's more because David has a terrible arm.
I also think he had a terrible temper too, but the rest of you seem even-headed.
Oh, it's because of the old wars. Once that demon affected his mind, he was never the same.
I thought we were going to go into PTSD territory. I was going to say, look at this, Farley. You just killed a man who was having war flashbacks.
I never forgave the men. Once they came and they were betrayed, they turned on us as well. They said we were creatures of the dark that worked with the witch, the White Witch of the North.
Do any of us know who the Witch of the North is?
No, nobody has a fucking clue.
Okay. Yeah. I think you guys, that there was some misunderstanding, miscommunication. I don't think that they understand interpretive dance. I'm going to be honest. I don't understand interpretive dance.
Or
was never
would
good at
you
charades.
like to try? Kenny is a wonderful dancer. He learned it from the elves of old.
I would not mind.
You see Kenny gets up and moves over here and starts the strangest dance, moving this way and that way. Some what looks like ballerina shit, some that looks like he's doing the solo salsa. There's a lot going on there, and nobody has a clue as to what's going on.
I see why the salamanders were confused. They speak the language of dragons. They speak Draconic though, so that's a language you can communicate with them in.
What is draconic?
I will speak Draconic again.
Ah, the language of the salamanders.
Yes. So when we go back up and talk to them, that's the language you need to use, not interpretive dance.
But interpretive dance is the way you send all warnings. Is it not?
No, because most people don't understand interpretive dance.
The language of the dance has been lost in this lost age. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. How could we have come to this? I do not understand.
Out of curiosity, Cece, did no one understand what Kenny was trying to say with his interpreted dance?
A little bit?
Well, what was he trying to say? Like, broad strokes, what was he trying to say?
You get the feeling there was a door, and there was a thing in the door, and opening the door is a bad fucking idea.
I mean,
There's
I
something
understood it
about
somewhat.
Cthulhu.
There is something about the door, and we should definitely not open the door. So if we see a door, and I'm assuming it's going to be a very ominous door, do not open the door. I think that's what the dance meant, right, Kenny?
Yes, yes, it did. Thank you. I'm glad someone appreciates my talents.
Well, I am a bard. Dancing and music and the arts are part of the package.
A bard, you say? Did you go to classes in Alcabine?
Do I recognize that name at all?
Nope, not at all.
No. I did go to a college in near Baldur's Gate, though.
What is a Baldur's Gate?
One of the larger port cities.
Oh, I see. I am not familiar with this port city. Is it the gateway to the country of Balder?
No, I'm going to assume you're confused. Your confusion is based on port city. Port cities are basically cities that are connected to the ocean or large uh, via a large port, like for ships.
I am familiar with that, yes. I was once the ambassador to the great port city of the West, Alcaman.
Any of us recognize that name?
Nope.
I have a feeling these guys have been down here a lot longer than they think.
Out of
I knew a man named Balder once. I wonder if it's the man that made your gate. I remember Balder. He was very good with his arm. Great throwing abilities.
out of curiosity, do any of you three happen to know what year it currently is?
I do not know. Once we lost the sun, it was hard to tell.
Well, what year was it when right before you came down here?
Let me say. Which calendar were we using back then, Timmy? Do you remember? No, I do not. Let us do some thinking, and we will tell you. As you see all three sit down and cross their legs.
Seeing as how this may take a minute, have the clothes dried off yet?
It's gonna take a little while, but they're working on it.
The ones that are on the dryer, Chiron's gonna flip every now and again so they don't burn.
Fair.
Logistic question. If I took my cloak and changed it into like a rain cloak, could I just shake the water off and it would be dry?
No, because it's worked into the very fabric of it.
All right.
You would have somehow created a wet raincoat, though, so that'd be interesting. That was a delayed laugh, and it felt like a pity laugh.
I had to unmute myself.
I just realized I pressed C instead of V. Yes, that's funny.
You get the delayed microphone laugh. But yeah, no. Chiron is of the opinion that we need to warm up, get redressed, and then go talk with the kobolds. Because it sounds like there's been some miscommunication.
Yeah.
The question we have is how do we get them up the elevator?
Yes, I don't think they are all quite robust.
Yeah,
Because
but
we
as
have to
long
bring them up. Oh, sorry, Chiron. Go ahead.
no, you're good. I was just gonna say they should be able to go up one at a time. I mean, I think like 3 of the medium sized of us were able to go at a time. So
Yes, but that's just about maximum 600. These things weigh over a ton.
Another question, too, is since there's been a misunderstanding, should we bring them to the kobolds who think of them as the enemy? Or should we go to the kobolds, say, hey, we think we found out what's going on. They do not seem hostile, just miscommunication. They are
Well-
willing to talk if you want to come down.
that
Or-
works.
That would be more diplomatic.
Zeke is gonna snap and do a finger gun towards Noman and then just kind of look down at his hand, going, why'd I do that?
I can always go back up and talk someone into coming down.
If we send one up, it puts them on the back foot for diplomatic. It makes them seem more unguarded than the kobolds.
What?
If we bring a single one of the ogres up, it puts them on the back foot, makes them seem in a lower position for negotiating.
Well, I mean, part of the problem that you keep bringing up is that we can't get them up. So
No, actually, hold on.
I remember a time that you may know. Are you familiar with the Spider Wars?
Are we familiar with the Spider Wars?
Roll history. Ezekiel is not.
No.
Noman really isn't. Farley isn't.
Hey,
Chiron
Chiron.
does. It at least isn't. Chiron, you vaguely have heard of the Spider War. You are looking at a war between the dwarves and the drow somewhere deep, deep in the founding time. Which took place, according to your calendar, somewhere around negative 9,000 DR, so negative 3,000 DR. You're not sure where in there it falls, but it's somewhere in there. Presumably early on somewhere.
and Kenny is the one that said this, right?
That one specifically was Timmy.
Okay. Chiron's gonna look at Timmy and cock their head and go, "That's the last time you remember being near a calendar."
Yes, it was in that era.
Ha! Yeah, you've been down here a lot longer than you think you have.
It gives a good estimate for a time that you might know, give or take a few 100 years.
Based on our calculations, you've been out of time for a few thousand.
That would explain why my mushrooms have grown as much as they have. You see, they kind of nod.
Above table, Cece, will you send me those years, please?
A thought occurs. This place down here is supposed to be a mine, correct?
It was a
It was a-
mine, yes.
So it stands to reason that a large, hefty amount of materials would be carted, would be brought back up to the city, correct?
Repeat that.
Wouldn't they need a way to bring large amounts of materials up into the city?
Oh,
That
they
have the mine?
did, yes. That was a long time ago now. When they found the monster of Mhalduun, they collapsed their tunnels to try to slow it while they made their great door.
And just for fresher, the monster of Mhalduun, is that the Goose Hydra?
No.
No, that's something else.
Yep.
The one that Kenny was warning about in his dance.
Yes.
Something behind the door we found not last session before.
Oh, so so either they have to reinforce the elevator that came down on to possibly lift these large people if they allow them up, or we have to take care of what's behind that door.
We're going to have to take care of what's behind the door. The kobolds would just have to clear way down.
You would not be able to deal with the being behind the door. All of the men of the plains, the elves of the forest, the salamanders, or even the great dwarves of Myrmidon were able to conquer it. They were only able to trap it when there were a great number of heroes in that time. You do not look to be heroes.
Zeke just looks down at himself and only his tiny whiteys and kind of shrugs and go, "Hey, I got a point there."
If
I'm sorry,
that
that was stupid.
voice is able to wake again the whole world, no, the multiverse will be in danger. It will rise again and it will take across the world in a panic, causing devastation and destruction. Best leave it to be sleeping.
Another thought occurs. You say this creature was trapped. I was based on Chiron's estimation, thousands of years ago.
Yes, by that guess, it would have been thousands upon thousands of years ago now.
So
We're looking at least 5,000.
this is just my natural optimism, but any chance that the beast probably starved to death? I mean, 5,000 years being trapped in a presumably enclosed area with no food or water or light. I mean,
It is said that the beast of Mhalduun came from beyond the stores. It was an eldritch abomination, dangerous and undying. It is why it could not be conquered, only slowed. It was ancient before the dwarves of Mhalduun woke it up. And when it woke, it was angry and hungry. So it took to tearing through, breaking and killing as much as of the great empire of Mhalduun as it could. The toll on Mhalduun and their musical magics was great. The city never recovered, and it led to the death of Mhalduun. Even when we went down as the salamanders were dragons, they were long gone already.
well, that's highly terrifying.
Yes, it should be. You should not mess with a creature like that. It is very dangerous.
Perhaps I am just being a bit on the slow side right now, but they keep mentioning Mhalduun. Isn't that the same thing that the kobolds mentioned earlier at that little story time thing?
That's the name of the city we're currently staying in.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay. I'm above table. I as the player am dumb.
How's Farley doing up there? Or Elise? I haven't heard from either of them in a bit.
Lisa's listening, but she's missing a lot of the history stuff.
Farley is kind of listening, though he has the attention span of a lesser goldfish. So
Oh, lesser
he
goldfish. Goddamn, not even a normal goldfish. No, I'm
it
a
goes
lesser goldfish.
it goes in one ear, comes out the other, as he's more thinking, how long are we going to spend down here at this place? But yeah, he's basically just been like staring off. He does this thing where he can just like stare off into a distance at one spot and not realize it's been like a couple hours.
Fair. You see, the party is finally starting to dry off to the point where y'all aren't freezing y'all's nuts off. So, what would the party like to do?
Are we spending enough time for a short rest?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
These fuckers speak notoriously slow.
Hey, Noman, you want to do a song of rest?
I would if wait. Oh yeah, I do have a Song of Rest.
I was gonna say, I thought that was a basic bard thing.
I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
was
like
about.
level 2.
Yeah.
So while we've been relaxing, Noman does play his violin a little bit. Give you
Can you
all.
roll it to show us exactly what it is again? I forget. All right.
Oh, Cece, how do you add token to the multi-sided thing?
It's a pain. I won't do it in session. I'll do it after. Because it takes a
All
while
right.
and I have to reset your entire token.
Oh, all right.
So what's the party up to?
Is he able to move?
They are still curled up being a cat.
Vicky, do you think you can carry Z?
Without a doubt. And once they turn into a cat like this, their fur weighs a bit, but that's about it. They're not as heavy set as normal. Granted, they're usually pretty light anyway.
We should get back to the. We should get back out of the tunnels.
Alright. If you wish to take the boat back, we can meet you by the old cape.
Is there any special way to make it go back?
By what do you mean?
When we got on it, it just started moving. Is it going to go in the correct direction?
Oh, yes, if you find it and you will it, it will follow. It will go to its other destination.
Okay. Then yeah, let's get out of here. I would like a much bigger fire than this. And Z looks like they could use some soup.
Then we will head to the old keep. It has been long, but there is an exit near there that we can go. Well, we will be able to exit through. Well, after that, we should be able to make our way to Mhalduun. At least if the mountains have not changed too much in our time away.
We'll meet you at the gate then.
Well then, my brothers, Ron and Kenny, it is time to set off on a journey. A journey like we have not seen since our days of youth, or long after we found the great wishes. I am glad for this. It has been too long that we have been in the dark. I would like to see the light again. Yes, and I would like to make a pie. I have not had the materials. It would be good to have them again. Yes, yes, I think it is time. First, we must see our brothers to the other world so that they may safely go. And once they have arrived, they may make their journey back. And we will know more of the world once we have gone, and we will have stories to tell them upon their return. I hope that infection will not hold David any longer. You hear the other two ogres both raise fists. Here, here. And now, for you that are not ducks or geese or myths, you should be ready. It is a long walk back, and there are many dangers if what you say is true. If you find the door to the beast, do not open it, for it is very dangerous.
Noted.
Now, or let us make haste and deal with our fallen brethren. As all three ogres are going to stand in unison and start moving off to recover the bodies of their brothers.
Well, this was an interesting journey.
Just a little. Get back.
How we make pace.
So is the party going to do anything before they set out?
Once Noman's cloak is dry, like nice and dry, he's gonna flicking it around his shoulders and let it transform back into his clothing.
Yeah, Zeke's gonna actually put on his clothes because I don't know if you
Yeah.
would do that where you just say that Zeke walked off naked if I didn't say it.
I would.
They would. So yes, we all get dressed and put our armor back on.
Kiki helps to deal with Z, who seems to be in and out of consciousness for the moment.
Once Fiki has them in their arms and everyone's dressed and ready to go, Chiron's just putting all the dried blankets on Z.
Kiki's actually going to get some rope and tie the blankets onto Z so they're easily dealt with.
Good.
And then they are tied to Fiki's back like a backpack.
I'll take Fiki's bag so that they're not as encumbered.
Fair.
I'll also take these. I will be the pack mule.
The tiny pack mule.
I am small but mighty. Let's GTFO.
So the party
Back
yet
to
again begins to move, crawling y'all's way back through the tunnels, through the brush and bramble, back onto the boat where the boat begins to sail. And it sails without a command from y'all. As soon as the party is fully on it, it sets off back up the thing, completely running up and against the current without a single problem, absolutely silent. Would the party like to do anything as they sail now that the ogres are away and the party is alone with their thoughts?
Farley.
Yeah. What's up?
What the fuck?
What?
Your
Oh God,
attitude toward your
what I do?
attitude toward
I'm sorry. Go
the
ahead.
fuck.
Look, if that was me not paying attention, you do know I'm not good at listening to information.
Murder happy. You were murder happy, Farley. What the fuck?
What? What are you talking about? I only killed like one guy.
But you took pleasure in it.
No. Why would you say that?
The creepy smile on the bridge.
The what? Wait, the ogre was smiling at me? What?
Oh, Oh, you're getting taken to a priest.
What? Wait, what the fuck?
You're getting taken to a priest. Zeke, something's wrong with Farley.
What? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not. Look, all I did was just kill the guy, and then all I did was kill the guy, and then my mind just calmed for a bit. I'm fine.
That is
First
literally the
off-
definition of being murder happy.
Yeah.
1 second.
Fir-
Go ahead, Zap.
First off, that is not the proper way to do things, Farley. And two, Chiron, we have known there's been something wrong with Farley for a long time.
What do you mean? I'm perfectly fine.
You
There
hear
is-
from Snips in the back. Could it be that he turns into a devil? Demon thing? He
What?
literally
No,
grows
I've been
horns.
What? No, I've been doing that for a couple years. It's perfectly fine. Occasionally, I get like this weird buzz in my head, and occasionally murder helps with it.
We're taking you to a priest.
We tried that already. Didn't you remember the? Oh wait, no, that wasn't a priest. That was a stripper.
And
So
here I
here-
was going to say, I request that we go to see a sexy priest, but apparently we've tried that, so.
Yeah, no, you were drunk that
Nuns.
day. We were drunk that day. I barely remember.
Zeke, every
most of
time
it.
we try to.
I-
Zeke, every time we try to take you to one of those, you always end up tripping over your words.
I think I think I have a costume for that if you need.
No, we need an actual cleric this time. The Farley might need an exorcism.
What? I don't need an exorcism. Look, I'm fine. It's just a small thing. Look, everyone has like weird things that goes on with them.
Besides, exorcisms can't help with the fact that Farley's just stupid at times.
Hey, my
I
mental
can't handle the stupidity.
Hey, look, I'm slow, not stupid, most of the time.
I can handle the stupidity. The taking pleasure in murder is where I draw a line.
I think you're over exaggerating.
Chiron puts their hands on their hips and gives you a, do you want to fight me on this? Or do you just want to give in and go see a priest?
All right, fine. We'll go see a priest. Is there even a priest down here?
Yes,
Yes.
the kobold who healed us. Remember?
You could talk to Demetrius. I think he'd be happy to see you.
Oh, right, yeah, the guy who healed us. Okay, yeah, sure, might as well. Worst case scenario, nothing happens.
Not.
Well, I don't think that's the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, you actually do have a demon inside you, and it goes crazy when we try to exorcise it.
Look, just because I turn into a red demon who looks like he's bathed in the blood of his enemies doesn't mean I'm a demon.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it means.
You see Snips side eyes, Kai, the red demon looking one.
I just look back at Snips and blink a couple of times, my tail swishing in the background.
She hands you what looks like a very strange orb with a metal circle on top of it.
I take it and kind of look it over and like, move it around in my hands.
Don't pull the pen unless you need it.
Is it going to explode?
Yes.
Cece, did Snips just give Chiron a holy hand grenade?
Would you believe it? But they did.
Do you want me to hold on to that?
No.
Okay, thank you for making a Monty Python reference. God, I missed those.
I
Oh,
have
come
a
on,
question. Will it
explode.
explode with... No, wait a minute, Farley.
Take
Is
it.
there holy water in it or holy fire?
Both.
I put it in my bag.
If you're pure of heart, it says you won't be hurt.
Oh, then give it to me.
You are not pure of heart.
So look out around your party.
Hey,
I don't think anyone here is.
I think
I
that's
don't
what
think-
they were getting at, Chiron.
Z might. Z
You
might
see
be, but
Fiki look down at Z, look over her shoulder at Z, then kind of think, then shake her head.
I was trying to give benefits of the doubt.
They're a good person, yes, but pure of heart, no.
Okay, am I going to have the opportunity to throw this before it explodes?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so it's going in my bag. I am putting holy hand grenade in my inventory. Above table, would you believe it? But this is the second time that one of my characters has been handed a grenade.
Just make sure you count to 5.
I thought it was 3.
You have to count to 2. If you make it to 3, it's too late.
So you throw it at 1. Got it.
Got it.
Because if you count to 3, it's going to explode.
I have only count to 2 before throwing. Okay.
All right, shall we head to the boat?
You're on the boat.
We're in the boat. We are
Oh,
heading
right.
back. Yeah, we are heading back from whence we came.
Yeah, sorry. I was staring at the map. I keep forgetting that the map didn't switch. Okay.
There's no map for down here.
All right, so we'll get in there, see if they can exercise me, and then they'll tell me nothing's wrong, and then I'm just fine. I just have like demon horns that grow occasionally.
Well, if you want exercise, I can take you out for a run. But I think you want to be excised.
well,
Like taxes.
if he's excised, wouldn't that mean he's been removed? I think that you all mean exorcism.
Isn't that what you do? Isn't that why? Isn't that what you do to ask for protection money?
That's a
That's
story.
extortion.
Oh,
There are a lot of words
Okay.
that start with EX, aren't there?
Man, maybe we should have gotten a cleric in this party before setting out.
I could have sworn there was one. I could have sworn one dropped into our laps at some point.
Are you
I
high,
remember we-
Nolan?
I don't know
I
what you're
remember
talking
we
about.
tried. I do remember we tried to ask one person to do it, but then they talked to me and they said that they couldn't handle this.
Farley,
You'll
that
have
was
to be
more
more
than one
specific.
person.
Said the same exact thing, basically.
Yep.
And I think the cold just made me hallucinate that.
Yeah. It'll be fine. You know what? We're gonna go back. Z is going to be put under so many blankets that it's not even funny. We're all going. You are all going to get bowls of soup, and we'll be fine.
If they need to be
He's
warm, why
gonna
don't we
get
just?
swimming lessons.
If they need to be warm, why don't we just light lights? Why don't we just put something on fire on them?
Because they burn, Farley. At least, what was that?
Zeke's getting swimming lessons.
Wait, what did I
Yeah.
do?
Not know how to swim. This
Okay,
is the
well,
second time you've almost drowned.
I was born in a landlocked town, okay? I didn't have much experience with water.
There's no excuse. There's always a river.
There wasn't a river. Not close enough.
There's a well.
Who the hell swims in a well?
When you don't have any other option.
I was told if I went near the well that... What was the threat? I just know there was a threat about going near the well.
That you'd probably drown in it because you can't swim.
No, it was more of, if I went near the well, I'd better hope I learned to swim, or else something was going to happen. Right! There was a monster in the well. If I didn't learn how to swim and I went in there, it would eat my ass, and not in a fun way.
How is
Still,
there a fun way to?
don't
Don't
ask questions. Don't ask questions you don't want to know, Farley. That being said, Zeke, I was literally kept captive for years, and I still know how to swim.
All right. Well, see, I can go on about like different reasons as to why it makes sense that I don't swim, but y'all just gonna keep fussing at me, so I'm just gonna shut my mouth.
You're gonna learn to swim is what's gonna happen.
I mean, I can teach you if you want.
Why do I feel like that's a bad idea?
You know
Why
what?
does my
I kinda
gut say
want-
bad?
I kind of want to see how Farley would try and teach me how to swim.
You hear from Fiki, I'm pretty sure it involves throwing you into the water and watching you drown, hoping that you learn to swim.
What are you talking about? I can't throw her. I can't throw him. He's too heavy.
Actually, that sounds like the method I was going to use anyways.
You're only supposed to do that with baby. He's too young for it at this point.
If you would like, I could give some pointers. There are certain changeling ways of swimming that are quite effective.
Why do I feel like I'm in danger the longer we talk about teaching me how to swim?
You hear
You're not in
Fiki from
danger.
up
I'll
front.
pull you out.
Let's start with teaching them without the armor first.
Well, that's a
That-
given.
That would be
With
smart.
this group, no, it is not.
You
They're
don't give
not
a
wrong.
child armor.
I guarantee you,
What are you-
Farley would.
Not only that, but I don't know what you're talking about. I've been wearing armor since I was like 10.
I've only had to start wearing armor recently because you all said I can't just walk around in my robes because people like to stab people like me.
That's because you're easily stabbable. You have a stabbable face.
I was gonna say it was his personality. He always puts a foot up his ass if someone wants to put a knife in it too.
Okay, that was one time, and that was a really weird heist.
You hear snips in the back. That sounds like a real pain in the ass.
I think it's his foot in the mouth, isn't it?
Put
It's
in the
Farley.
mouse, head up their ass.
Ass, mouth, same stuff usually comes out the same place.
That
No.
sounds horrifying.
No.
So we need to
Is that
see a
not-
physician and a priest.
Oh, is that not what shit talking means?
Alright, leave the shit talking to the man who can actually kill people by shit talking.
But I don't think Chiron's a man.
I'm talking about myself. I literally could make a person bleed through their eyes from shit talking.
I mean, I do that too. Oh no, wait, my eyes bleed when I do that.
Farley's not wrong. I do a lot of shit talking, but he's also not wrong. I am no man. My father used to call me. Oh, how did he put it? The demonic demon straight from hell.
No, I am no man.
I don't think you're from hell, Noman.
You were right over your head. God damn it.
I'm sure the
How much-
Cyclops might fear you.
Wait, what was that?
You missed it, you don't get to hear it again.
No,
I think you said something about like even the Cyclops. I think the Cyclops would fear you, something like that.
It's at that
Possible.
point, Zeke, you hear a honk in the distance.
Are we still on the boat?
Yep.
Alright. Is there anywhere I can hide?
The side of the boat.
Like in the water, the side of the boat, or?
Yeah, I mean, you would be hidden down there, yes. But you can just crouch next to the side and hope you're not seen.
Okay. I wasn't quite sure what you meant. That's why I asked a dumbass question. Yeah, he's gonna crouch down. No, correction. He's not going to crouch down. He's gonna do that where he tries to crouch down, but he moves his legs so fast that he just falls flat on his face.
You'll hear a crash.
Zeke, are you okay?
I heard the honk.
It sounded more like a goose than a duck.
I don't think that makes it any better.
It does. Geese are chaotic, but they're not pure evil, unlike ducks.
You
Disagree with you on that. Ducks are quite amenable. Geese that have all the rage.
You hear multiple honks in the distance.
didn't the ogres mention something about some sort of horrible abomination combining the aspects of a goose and a hydra?
I do, yes, they did.
But they did.
You'll all hear it getting louder from behind the boat.
And it
I'm
sounds
gonna
like
look.
getting a lot closer.
You don't see anything yet.
I'm just gonna put an arrow in my crossbow, and I am going to just watch our back end.
What about the rest of the party? What are y'all doing?
Zeke is going to go from laying down to more of a kneeling stance and pull out his shield and try and like wedge himself between the edge of the boat and his shield.
Fair. It's a little while later that y'all see the water suddenly start surging forward as this massive multi-headed goose comes flying around the corner, its legs in the water breaking this massive wave, pushing the boat faster as you see this thing is coming and honking, and it is angry.
As soon as I see it, I'm gonna cast, and I'm not gonna ritual cast it. I'm full on casting this. I'm casting Speak with Animals.
It fails, as it is not a beast.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
This is an abomination. Actually, I think it's a monstrosity. It's a monstrosity. As it aggressively honks and it's coming for the party, what are they going to do?
I am going to yell at it to calm its shit in the abyssal.
It tries to bite the back of the boat. I need a dex save from Chiron. And anybody else that is sitting in the back of the boat.
I
I'm
don't
guessing
really
that's
know
where about the rudder would be, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Shit.
I mean, the rudder doesn't work.
I
Rudder doesn't work, but it's habit.
At least manages to dive out of the way.
PC, do you want to say? I don't know where Zeke would be, so
It's up to you. Are you at the front of the boat or the back?
he'd
You
probably
wouldn't be in the
near
back. You were
Chiron.
hiding.
As Elise
I'm in the
and
back where the
Chiron
honking was at.
both manage to dive out of the way, but Farley does not. As Farley is going to take do. That's going to take that. A total of 42 piercing damage.
Would intercept be available for this?
Yes! As you're going to take 31 damage, Farley. As the back end of the boat gets bit.
I'm down.
As y'all see Farley
I'm gonna grab
bleeding
Farley
and
and
bloody
tell
go
everyone
flying.
to run.
Where are you going to run? You're in a boat that's surging forward. You going to jump in the water?
I'm gonna grab Farley and get to the back of the boat, or I guess to the front,
Front
and
of
go
the boat.
move faster, and just will the boat to move faster.
It's going faster, but that's more because there's a tidal wave of water coming up the back as this goose is chasing y'all. What's the party gonna do now? Farley hits the ground unconscious, his staff falling to the ground.
Elise is going to stand in the back of the boat and just square up to the fucking thing.
Hong, 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 hong.
Does anybody have any bread?
Oh, I did not mean to roll that. I meant to look at it.
Okay.
Don't feed waterfowl bread.
I need to look at something real quick. No.
Ooh, I have an idea. I have an idea.
Okay.
It's a crazy idea, but it might work. It's a goose. So also a
I was gonna
horrible
say, you
audition.
do what you have to do. Do what you gotta do. I'm getting Farley out of the way.
Noman is going to point at a spot on the water in view of the goose, and he's going to cast minor illusion and make an image of a big ass loaf of bread just floating on the water.
One of the heads immediately snaps at it, biting the bread in half, despite it being an illusion.
What the? It was fake. What the fuck is going on?
You see it
Is that a
gobbles it
spell?
down.
It's just an illusion, and it actually bit it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And then it throws part of the loaf of bread. I need a strength save from Noman. As you go crashing, hitting your head to the back of the boat. I also need a con save to see if you keep consciousness. You do, but barely, as your head slams against the back of the boat. Or the side of the boat as this bread slams you down before bouncing into the water.
I told you not to feed it bread, Noman.
It wasn't the real bread. What the hell is going on?
Anybody else got anything?
Congrats, Farley, you're not dying.
I don't think
Do I roll my death save?
No, you don't need to.
Oh, okay.
Chiron just stabilized you.
All right.
Well, what's everybody else up to?
Elise
really
is
have
waiting
any-
for it to get in range.
Oh, it's in range. It's on top of the boat, damn near.
Oh, okay. Then Elise will attack it.
Roll the hit. You hit. Your blade bounces off.
Ah, shit.
You see its feathers are like steel. Doesn't even leave a scratch.
Okay.
You see Snips is in the background digging through her bag. Vicky is standing with Elise trying to jab at it to just as little effect.
Chiron, throw the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Throw
I
the
know.
thing.
I take it out and go fire in the hole. I pull it and chuck it.
You, as you're going to, not that kind, won't do anything.
Then I stop.
As she takes out another one, which is pitch black. This should work. I was hoping to save it for something better. As she eats it. And everybody feels a sucking sensation. I need a strength save from everyone.
Oh no.
Shit.
Oh hey, I actually don't have a minus in this because of proficiency from fighter.
Farley unfortunately is unconscious.
Yep. Which is why you rolled low. I need one from Fiki. Fiki's doing fine. As you aren't ready, Chiron, you feel Farley's body hit you from behind, and you start stumbling forward towards the ball of energy that ripples in front of this creature. As everything is starting to get sucked in, as you feel you hear the cave around you start to shake, as rocks are being ripped out of the wall. You hear the goose screaming in absolute anger as the back half of this ship is ripped apart and sucked into this black orb that has opened. You start to fly forward, but Fiki, you hit the back of Fiki, who is able to steady herself with her spear on the remaining bit of the ship. You and Farley both hit her, and with her 24, she remains steadfast. As the
I'm gonna keep
front half of the
keep
ship
a hold on Farley.
keeps tearing forward despite only having half a ship now. The back of it starting to sink as you hear the goose's screams in the background as what looks like a black hole is attempting to eat it. But the goose will not go without a fight as it starts to eat the black hole itself. But it gives you time. And as the boat sinks, you make your way away, speeding along the boat, losing control a little bit, bumping against each corner, doing its best to make it as far as possible.
Question, Cece.
Yes.
Can I use Mage Hand to try and bitch slap one of the Goostra's heads?
Yes, it won't hurt, but you can.
That's fine. I just want to do it.
Oh yes, enrage the master of rage.
But the ship is sinking. What will the party do? You can bail or you can try to ride it out.
I guess now's the day to learn. And Zeke's gonna try and swim.
How we still have some of the boat. At least it's going to start bailing it.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
we-
literally don't have the back half of it. Bailing won't do much.
How far in the journey were we before the goose attacked?
Couple hours, but now y'all are moving at a very increased pace, so you'll have no idea where you are anymore. And you can see Zeke is running to jump in the water and drown again.
Zeke, you can't swim and Farley's unconscious.
Y'all told me I need to learn.
Now was not the time.
Definitely not the time.
Chiron's going to tie Farley to their back and just start bailing out water. If it looks like we're going to sink, then we'll. If it gets to the point where there's no way we're going to get to the shore, then we'll bail. But it's going to be at the last possible moment.
Fair. You think the only reason this boat hasn't stopped yet is because its forward momentum is stopping it from sinking. The moment that stops, y'all are in trouble.
Yep. So, yeah, Chiron's going to be paying attention, and when it looks like it's starting to slow down, Chiron's going to have everyone jump.
Yeah. Before we do that, Zeke and... No, sorry. Elise will grab hold of Zeke before we jump. Not having you drown again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Zeke would have stopped running after being fussed at by the both of you, but still.
As y'all are moving forward, you see Fiki is keeping themselves low to fight the wind as much as they can, as it is now whipping. And you know when you go super fast, how if you look the wrong way, your mouth will open up and look like a wind tunnel, exposing all of your teeth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how fast y'all are going right now.
Roller coaster speeds.
I'm going to tuck my braid into my belt loop so it doesn't knock Farley out.
You hear from Snips, "We got a problem.
And no shit.
Waterfall. If
Water-
we jump,
if we
we're
jump-
gonna bounce."
Not again!
As y'all remember at the very start, he was at the foot of a waterfall.
So wait, don't jump?
If you jump, you're just gonna bounce and hit the wall on your own. Best to try to use the ship as a barrier.
Hells.
Chiron's just going to grab a hold of the ship. I've got you, Farley.
There's a lot of screaming involved. I need another set of strength saves from the party.
Yeah, that feels about right.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I am redoing that from inspiration.
Sorry, Farley.
Elise, you are the only one that manages to get a part of the boat that doesn't surge and splinter as you'll slam into the waterfall. Everybody else slams into the wall with extreme force and is knocked clean out.
Damn, even with an 18?
DC was 20.
Damn. And you mean knocked out unconscious?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are we at 0 HP or just unconscious?
You're at 0, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Discord. What is going on?
You just hit the wall full force and got knocked out. The only one that doesn't is Fiki and Elise.
What is with this party and waterfalls?
As Elise, you are now drenched with the icy water again, as y'all fly under the waterfall and slam into the wall behind it. The bits of the boat going every direction. You see your friends' bodies going in every direction. It is a mess. You find yourself sinking in the water, a little dazed.
Oh, no, not again.
What will you do?
Feel like a pot of petunias. Is there anyone within range of like grabbing and swimming to shore with?
You'd have to do some swimming by the time you get your mental capacities back when you're actually able to swim. Most of the party has started to sink.
I think Zeke was attached to you.
Yeah, these
You
was
said you
nearby
tied them to
Zeke,
you.
but-
Yeah, you said you tied them to you.
Yeah,
Wait, did Elise?
grabbed
Yeah.
on, not tied.
Yeah, you
My bad. I thought I heard
lost your grip on them.
Yeah,
My bad. I thought you said tied Zeke to yourself.
no, didn't have time for that.
Fair enough.
You can see Fiki in the water is also shaking themselves back to full consciousness. You're coming back quicker than she is.
Get to work swimming then.
Who are you going to go for first? You can see everybody is in different states of bloody disarray.
Farley was the most critical last week I saw, so
Farley is tied to me.
that's a 2-for-1 then.
You see Fiki is going to reach down and grab Noman, being the closest to them, and still having Zeke mummified to their back, and they're going to go for shore.
Okay.
Need an athletics check.
Oh my god, fucking dice.
The extra weight is not letting you move very well as you start to sink. You see Fiki isn't even going with swimming at this point, but she has turned around and pointed her back towards where the dock was, as she opens her mouth and you see water try to surge in, but there is a bright light at her mouth and a detonation that launches her with extreme force as she flings herself out of the water.
Can I action search to go again?
Unfortunately not. This is a movement thing.
Okay.
Not in this one.
Yeah, I know. Thought I'd ask.
But you can try again.
Dice don't fuck me now. There we go.
The second time. You shake off the rest of your days and you make your way back up, dragging the small beans of Farley and the fishing lure that is Chiron currently towards the dock as you hear coughing as Fiki is put Zeke down and is attempting to untie Z from their back.
Do you mean Noman?
Yes, Noman. Sorry. Wrong one.
As soon as those two are back on shore, Elise will dive right back in.
You see Snips and Zeke both sinking under the water. They're getting rather deep.
I know who the obvious choice is, and it's a choice I'm going to make. I'll go for Zeke.
Gotcha. Roll me another athletics. See if you have time to come back for Snips at all. You're moving slowly, but you are moving back up. You see after a little while that Fiki dives back into the water unburdened by her bag and starts swimming down towards Snips. You are able to get Zeke out of the water while Fiki is down there. You see the rest of the party unconscious on the ground.
Well, start going through bags, pulling up blankets. They may be wet, but at least it's something.
Fair. The time
I want to
begins
ask something, but
pass.
I'm not conscious. Oh, sorry.
The time continues to pass, moment after moment, and Fiki does not resurface.
Shit. And are they anywhere in sight or no?
No. Neither Snips nor Fiki surface.
Can't leave the lot alone.
What will you do?
Keep an eye out for them, but can't leave unconscious people alone.
The time passes slowly as you stand in the dark, watching, waiting, but the only thing you hear is the sound of the water lapping against the rocks. An hour passes to no avail. Farley is the first one to regain consciousness.
First out, first awake, I see.
Oh. Um. Oh God, did I go to hell?
Was that your first impression when you see me?
What? No, not that. I'm more just look. No, no, I'm not in. I'm not in my heaven. I'm not in my heaven. So I assumed this was hell, unless we're not dead.
I should also point out, Elise, you are currently in pitch black because all of the torches are soaked.
Oh, I have double sight. I
Moon
have
touch
double sight. I can
greatsword.
see them.
Oh, right, you have your light. So yeah, that's all you
Yeah.
have to see right now.
Yes. Yeah. I just look around like, okay, we're in pitch blackness, and I can't. We're in pitch blackness, and I'm not in my heaven. So I just assumed we were in hell, and I died. Unless we're not dead.
You're not dead yet.
Oh.
We may have lost two, though.
Crap. Where's Chiron and Zeke?
Here, still asleep. See
Oh.
how long it takes them to rouse.
Ugh.
I think I'm still tied to Farley.
Yep.
You didn't say you untied me, so I'm still on
Nope.
Farley.
Less panic that way.
Who'd we lose?
Beaky and the goblin, Snips.
Oh, I like the goblin.
Interesting person, too.
Yeah.
More concerned about Fiki. They're the one that dived for them.
Oh, well, I hope they both make it.
Possibly, but it wouldn't be the first drowning person to pull another under.
Oh, where are we?
As far as I can tell, a bit far from the docks, but they're nearby-ish.
Oh no, y'all are like 100 feet from the dock. Well, what's left of it anyway when the boat exploded.
Well, nearby-ish compared to where we were.
Crap. Ugh. So I just gotta wait till the other the other four wake up.
Yeah, unless you have something to make a fire with. But I don't see any wood, and my supplies are soaked.
1 second. Let me see. I think I had something to make with that. No, I don't got any mat. If I can gather some wood together, I can light some on fire.
That's the problem. I haven't found anything, and the boat we were on is made of
Stone.
stone or
Damn.
some sort of iron wood.
Crap, I'll create a bonfire on this character. Alright. Ugh, damn.
So for now, we wait until the others wake. But I don't think any of them are hypothermic at the least.
Alright. Oh, where's that giant goose thing?
Hopefully dead or at least partially confused.
Good to know. So far, they just kind of like sits near Chiron to wait for them to wake up.
I'm still attached to you, my friend.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I'm sitting next to you.
Anything the two of y'all do while y'all wait for more of your companions to wake?
Not really. There's nothing I can do that wouldn't. There's nothing I can. Well, I do try to use like prestidigitation or my thaumaturgy to make like the equivalent of like a smelling salt smell to see if I can wake them up.
They do not. But after another half hour, the next to awaken is Noman.
Oh, yeah, what is up with us and waterfalls?
Blunt force trauma and drowning, apparently. No electrocution this time, though.
Aquatically speaking, I think we're cursed.
Some of you.
Yes, I apologize. Not all of us are mountains that can crush boulders with our biceps.
Yeah, I think I just had the advantage of growing up on an island.
Yeah, the only islands I saw were technically in space, which would technically make them planets. I think. I don't know.
Also, I'm pretty sure no one can swim unless when they're having, I don't know, 100 tons of water crashing down on them. Wait,
I think it was more the boat than the water that did you in.
yeah, that was a thing. How is everybody?
Most alive. Beaky and Snips are lost for now. I don't know if they're drowned or what. I wasn't going to leave you lot alone, unconscious.
We need to get back up to the city. What the hell? What the hell was that creature? I was picturing something much smaller, like I don't know, something around your size. I wasn't expecting a goddamn gargantuan creature of nightmares and feathers.
All the size and monstrosity of a hydra and the ferocity of a goose.
You
Not to
remember
mention the
also
rage.
one of the things the ogre said is that it can grow in size.
That bit was lost in translation.
How many heads did it have?
You didn't have time to count. There was at least 20 or 30.
Too many.
Well, so Vicky and Snips are. Because you say lost, like you don't know what they are, or
Missing in action. Snips wasn't awake and Fiki dove in after them. I haven't seen either for well over an hour or two.
and that won't be fun to figure out. We should wake everyone else up. We need to get out of here.
Farley's already tried. We'll have to wait for the others to rouse on their own.
No way to start a fire.
If you can find some dry wood to light up, go ahead. It's hard to find stuff like that underground, and my tinderbox is absolutely soaked.
Farley, don't you have any fire spells or something?
What do I look? What do I look like, a wizard?
I mean, with the rope and the staff, kind of.
No, there's a distinct difference. I have fire bolts, but that requires something. But that requires actual wood to light, and doesn't seem to be that much materials around. I knew I should have picked up create. I knew I should have done create bonfire spell.
What are we standing on right now? Is it like a sandy beach or stone?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you? My head. Why don't you blast a firebolt at the ground? The stone will heat up and at least warm us up a little bit.
I don't think that's going to work, and even then, this fire is not exactly the most powerful thing ever. I'm going to need to do it for a couple hours.
Well, it's either that or hypothermia.
DM, can I do that?
You can try.
All right, I give it a try. See if it does anything.
Above table, I fully thought Farley meant, can I try to get hyperthermia?
How many times are you going to blast this rock?
Uh, so that's 6 seconds. So and I tried 5 shots to see if it. I just tried 5 shots initially just to see if it has any residual heat.
You start to blast as quick as you can at this. Are you aiming for a small rock in particular, or just the ground?
Just the ground. I don't know. I don't know where exactly we're standing on.
You're just on rock. So you start blasting it, and it doesn't seem to have too much of effect in terms of damage, but it does vaguely heat it up. The flames aren't there long enough to hold it long, but after multiple casting, there is a noticeable difference, just not an extreme one. And only in that spot.
Yeah, we're gonna need to find another idea.
They're not hypothermic yet, and I will take the actions needed if they become that way. But there's enough of us to move them right now. We could start making our way to the elevator if you two don't mind the hard work.
Wouldn't be the first time I've had to drag Zeke and Chiron out of some dingy place.
Let's get started.
Barley, you're in charge of Chiron. Noman, do you want Zeke or Z?
Z is significantly lighter than Zeke.
I'll take Z. You're a distracting woman. You can take Zeke.
I see.
Okay.
As y'all are
I
starting
pick
to
up.
go around, the next one to wake up is Chiron, just as y'all are getting ready to start moving.
Yeah, I'm like picking up Chiron to put them on my shoulders. It's like, all right, it's 1 and 2, and
Wiggles.
Get-
Looks around.
oh,
What's going on?
the ship got destroyed. We got fucked up. We're alive.
Looks around. Is Z still wrapped up in those blankets?
Yes.
Chiron is instantly going to jump off of Farley and dash over to Z and cut them out.
Ow! Ow! Wait! Untie the rope! Untie the rope!
They have cut themselves free from you. They are Zoom. Do I need to... Are they breathing?
Barely.
Okay. So Chiron is going to get them out of their wet clothes. Look around and go, get Zeke out of their wet clothes. How long have we been out?
It's been about
Just
2 hours at this point.
and at least we'll start doing that.
Looks around. Where's Fiki and Snip?
Fiki went after Snips, and I couldn't leave the lot of you alone unconscious. They were gone for an hour and more.
They didn't come back up.
Not that I saw. For all I know, they're down the banks or at the bottom of the lake.
Chiron is going to curse in multiple different languages, as once Z is no longer in anything wet, Chiron is going to look at them and go, Farley, all of you get out of your wet clothes for one.
There's an issue, Chiron.
Yeah?
They're a cat and covered in wet fur.
Yeah.
But you can't really do much about that. But I'm just giving you the heads
No.
up.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, they're out of their soaking wet clothes.
It's mostly more damp than soaking at this point. It's been about 2 hours.
Still, being in wet clothes is not good. Even damp is bad for hypothermia, which we most all certainly have at this point. Once that's gone, I am going to, as quickly as possible, get out of my clothes, and my ass is getting in the water.
Fair. How's the rest of the party reacting to Chiron diving?
Chiron, is that a good idea?
Does not stop to answer. They're gone.
Trust me, when Chiron gets an idea, even a bad one, there's no stopping them.
You two help me get my armor off.
All right,
I'm going to have to go swimming.
I help get their armor off.
It's going to be a few minutes.
Chiron, as you are swimming down, you see an issue. The bottom of this riverbed is coated in holes, all different tunnels leading off into different places full of water.
I am going to swim up back to the surface and call from the shore. There's a bunch of holes. I am going to figure out which one they went down. It's going to take me a minute. None of you have the breath to do so. Stay here till I get back. and then I'm going back down. And I am going to start methodically searching through these holes to find our companions.
You see each one spirals in different directions, different branching tunnels. By the time you've checked all 15 of the holes that are down there, you're pretty sure there's over 100 different branching paths they could have gotten sucked down, as you feel there is a powerful tide down in some of them that would rip you away from the rest of the group if you fell in it.
I know roughly where Snips was when they went down.
You do not, as it was chaos. And you were unconscious when they got thrown. Doing some thinking.
I'm going to be honest, Chiron is probably going to spend at least a good. They're probably going to do multiple laps around these 15 holes trying to find any sign of the pair before they eventually swim back to the surface.
You see no sign. If there was anything, your best guess is they got sucked down one of the 7 rip currents that you find down there. And anything with them would have been taken. Fiki on her own, if she was in good condition, would have been able to beat the tide. But if she had Snips and if she was still in her armor and Snips was still armored, like they most likely were, the chances of them fully fighting if Fiki wasn't in top condition is rather low.
I would say after about a half an hour, Chiron is going to swim back up.
Fair. By that point, Elise has been unarmored.
But
Any
was
luck in
told to
finding
stay up.
anything?
When Chiron gets up, they just look defeated.
No sign then.
We need to get out of here. Otherwise, we're all gonna die. Well, you're all gonna die of hypothermia. Come on.
There is another thing you notice, Chiron.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting next to Z is Fiki's spear, shield, bow, and all of that. Chances are she had her longsword and her dagger that were tied to her belt, but most of her gear is here, including her backpack, which you had.
We need to get back up. If we go after them now, we're just all gonna get killed.
It's at this part, Zeke, you're waking up.
I feel like it'd be funnier if Zeke was very quiet when waking up. So, yeah.
It's fine. Continue on, Chiron.
Chiron is. How damp are my clothes at this point?
It's just mostly damp. There's nothing. There's no strong fire, so everything is still very damp. Because you don't have the sunlight to draw it, you don't have a lot of moving air. You're next to a waterfall, so there's a lot of humidity in the air. You're in your underwear again. Or did you steal that from him too?
So
I didn't strip Zeke, so that's a Farley question.
That's a Elise question.
Under an Elise
And
question.
yes, there would be modesty involved.
okay. There would be no signs of movement from Zeke, and then all of a sudden you just hear him go, "Why am I naked?"
Because he fell in the water again.
I see. My real enemy is water. Because not only is water my enemy, but it also provides shelter for waterfowl, which are also my enemy because they're trying to kill me.
How's my oil looking?
It's sealed, so it's okay.
Is my lantern dried out enough?
By this
That I-
point, yeah. There's nothing for the water to really sit on.
Okay. In that case, I am going to take Fiki's spear, and without breaking it, I am going to try and dig it in somewhere so that it's standing up and can hold the lantern.
Easy enough.
And I am going to use one of the flasks of oil to light the torch,
The torch or the lantern?
or the lantern. It's a lantern.
Okay. It takes a little effort, but after a little while, you do manage to light it.
Okay. I am then going to gather up Fiki's thing and go, we need to go before we all die of hypothermia.
Anything from the rest of the party?
Can I put on my clothes before we go, or do I have to do we have to ride the elevator naked?
I would
mean, you're
suggest putting your clothes on.
I mean, I'm sure you're fine. Your boyfriend isn't here.
Don't make me kick your ass, Farley.
What? I was trying to be helpful.
Zeke is going to put on his clothes and then start getting ready to follow Chiron.
Your shoes are very soggy. They squelch every time you step.
Yeah.
But the party slowly begins to trudge their way back up. Their footsteps are not as sure as they were coming down. Everyone is shaking and cold, having fallen into the water multiple times at this point for some of y'all. But you do manage to make the trek back, all the way back to the tunnel in which the door was. Z is still completely unconscious, barely breathing, and in a bad way. But y'all do manage to make it back to the elevator. And as you see, the elevator platform is not here. And it's as you arrive, you remember the words of Elias. Be back before the end of the day, or we will be unable to get to you.
See, we missed time.
Dragon's blood. Of course. Took too damn long.
But what you are able to find is some piles of wood and a pit to make a fire. It won't be comfortable, but perhaps you can stave off the cold.
Everyone's gonna start building a fire.
The night is looking like it's going to be a long one. But as it does throughout the night, everyone hears soft whispers coming from the door. But that is a story for next time. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this week, and I hope you'll are all back for next week. And for those listening, I hope you had fun watching this party get themselves into trouble and almost drown yet again. I look forward to seeing y'all next week. Have a wonderful night. Bye.